For the first time since the Second World War, the French Riviera has no tourists. The famous Cours Solaire in Nice is eerily quiet, the beaches of nearby Villefranche-sur-Mer still firmly shut. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see some of the most beautiful places on the French Riviera without crowds. Today we went to Eze Village. Just 12.5 kilometers out of Nice, it feels like a world away. And at 1,407 feet above sea level, it's certainly a cycle away. But your reward is spectacular views of Beaulieu and Cap Ferrat. And if cycling isn't your thing, you can hike up the famous Nietzsche's Passage from Eze-sur-Mer, where Mr. Bono lives. Takes about an hour. Normally, Eze Village would be crowded with tourists on coach trips visiting the famous Fragonard perfume factory. But with France still in deconfinement, Fragonard is closed. As is the famous hotel Chateau de la Chef d'Or, where a room can cost upwards of £1,000 a night. And where the 2-starred Michelin restaurant will set you back at least £200 a head for dinner. That's if you can get a table. But today there are no Ferraris pulling into the driveway from nearby Monaco. Just the sound of birdsong, occasionally interrupted by church bells. The cafes and the restaurants in the village are closed, and the few gift shops that are open are offering healthy discounts. The village looks as it must have looked to those first tourists who came here 150 years ago. The only downside to the restaurants being closed is you have to supply your own lunch, which is best eaten before the climb up to the church. What is it about French churches? The decayed beauty gets you every time. As does the view. On a clear day, they say you can see Corsica. It was with a slightly heavy heart that we departed from Eze Village, knowing we were unlikely to ever see it looking this natural again. On the way out of the village, we passed the entrance to Nietzsche's path, and I searched out one of his most famous quotes. "The secret for harvesting from existence the greatest fruitfulness and the greatest enjoyment is to live dangerously. Build your cities on slopes of Vesuvius, send your ships into uncharted seas." It's no wonder he loved Eze so much. I'm not sure Nietzsche would have been a great fan of lockdown, but that's the thing about life. It has the habit of challenging your most deeply held beliefs. That bridge we just passed under was used by King Leopold of Belgium to visit his mistress, because his wife insisted he installed her in a house over the road from their grand villa. But that's a story for another day.